Back for segment 2, which is the shot of Business Central with my trusty co-host Ken Sebahar. He always likes to start it off. Got any news or updates for us for Business Central? Anything exciting out there?
Overall, Michael, it's a little bit less news, I think, in the last couple months that we've been doing, but we certainly have some news to inform people of. So as of today, most Business Central environments do not yet have access to the fall preview. So the Wave 2 that's coming out in October, Microsoft had released that starting in August that they were going to make the preview available in
Sandbox
in a sandbox environment. And all of ours that we've looked at so far, it is not yet available where we can go in and start testing those features yet. So my guess is hopefully over the next couple of weeks we're going to see that. But as of right now,
nothing.
That is not available, just
right.
so that people know they're not missing anything.
Right, because Microsoft just says they're starting on August 2nd to roll it out for everybody in the sandbox environment. So
right.
It's not a hard date.
Yeah, and if you want access to that new preview of the fall release, definitely contact your partner. So when your partner logs in, they can go into the admin center, and when the partner creates a new sandbox on your behalf, they can actually choose via a drop-down arrow if they want to do a sandbox for your current release or for the new preview release.
Very nice, very
and
nice.
Right now, when we go in and we do that in most environments, that preview release is not available yet.
Okay.
So that's what tells us that we don't yet have that available to use.
So speaking of the updated preview, I'd like to interject a cool little feature that I saw. It's coming out with the release Wave 2 in October 2019. So it's going to be possible to open 2 tabs with the same company, or basically magically pop out a card to another window. So what it is you can do multiple tasks at the same time while working in a browser, which before was unheard of. You only had to stick with one window and open up the same card in your Business Central environment. It's going to be pretty good, pretty time-saving for a lot of people, a lot less frustration, I would imagine.
A lot more of the traditional Windows-style environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you launch a new window on top of the old one and can move it around.
Right. Exactly.
Similar to that. Yep. Okay. That's cool. There are a lot of blog articles out there that Microsoft has posted during the month of August. Most of them, though, are related to the technical work that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the big thing, and I don't think a typical user cares much about this but as a partner and as a platform, they're taking a single app, which is Business Central, and they're breaking it apart into 2 major apps. One is a system app that kind of controls a lot of the system things that you use, navigation, and some of the general tools that you use, like record links, attachments, notifications, and then the regular app, application, right? And within each of those, even they're breaking that apart into modules. Mm-hmm. And what they're trying to do is create a system that is modularized, that's easier to maintain in the long run, also easier for organizations out there to build on that. If they're going to build their own apps inside, whether that's a third party, like a Microsoft partner, or the customer themselves. Mm-hmm. So these changes that they're making, although there's nothing that a user will see, in their browser or on their app, these are things that are going on. A lot of work is going on underneath the hood, so to speak, where Microsoft is making this much more easy for people to build on.
So I would imagine it's easier too for extensions when you install an extension and later on you got to go change that extension, but it touches a whole bunch of other things. Now it just singles out one module or one module,
right?
And it makes it easier to go.
Yeah, and they're also updating the help files and how help files can be used. They've really changed the whole concept of help and how it used to be just basically like an online manual. Right? And now they're making it more contextual. So, one of the big things is if you are working in Business Central, there are tools that they're putting in there. So where if you hover over a field, you'll get a little box that pops open. And in there is some content about how to use a field or what a field does.
Right.
Those tools are available also for extending the solution. So if you're adding your own fields or your own functions, you can add that contextual help as well in there.
So they're trying to keep you more in the system instead of going out.
Correct. The user doesn't have to leave what they're doing, bounce into
Exactly.
some help system.
Yeah.
They're on the fly working and able to get some help of what they're doing.
So they can be ultimately more productive.
Right. And also, obviously, providing the capabilities to use online help videos as well.
Right. Makes it a lot simpler.
Right. Okay. Some other technical updates out there that are well. One of the this is kind of a nuanced thing, I guess, but there's a tool for those people that maybe were using NAV, in previous versions over the long run. There was a feature. It used to be called Zoom, and what Zoom allowed you to do in the older product was open a little view that showed you all of the fields on the record that you were looking at, including what table you're looking at, and what page number you're looking at. So this was really helpful for power users or other people who were trying to look in, and see what was happening with some of the fields that you maybe weren't looking at on the page.
Okay.
So what they've done is this feature is now called Inspect. So there's a way, if you're in Business Central and you want to look up information, they relocated where this is at.
Oh, did they?
So let's say you open up an item page, an item list, and you see, 7 or 8 pieces of information on your item list. One of the things you can do is you click up on the question mark up on your top right there, where your options are help and support or keyboard shortcuts. If you click on help and support, that opens the help and support page with a lot of different information on it. If you look down maybe about halfway, 2/3 of the way down, there's a link called Inspect Pages and Data. And when you click on this, it opens a little view over on the right side of your page, kind of over where the fact boxes are typically located. Right. And it shows you what page you're looking at, what table. You can actually view a list of all of the fields that are right there and scroll down and see all those values. You can also click on extensions, and you can see what extensions are using this page.
Really?
Right.
And this is accessible on every page?
Correct.
Very nice.
Yep. And there's also a link on there called View Table. So when you click on the View Table icon, it actually opens a whole new page or view on your screen where it shows you just a list style page with every single field that's on that record visible to the user.
Very nice.
So obviously they can, this is read only.
Right.
So you can't, you're not editing data in this view, but it's a nice way that the user can get to a list of just a bulk look at all of the data.
See what's going on.
Stored on that table.
Very, very nice. Yeah. Was that included in the last April update, do you know, or is it just something they added?
I believe that was the expanded inspection tools as part of the April update.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Although I think people have been reporting to us just very recently that, hey, where is this? Where is this tool? So, we're still helping customers out with finding it because it did get moved from its previous location.
Very nice. So I know that the Cumulative Update 10 for Business Central on premises was released last month. They release a new update every month. So number 10 came out this month, actually.
Some new features, functionality. Yeah. The last little thing I have here is not really a news update, but just kind of a, where are we at as a partner with Business Central? We're managing, multiple customers that are deployed on Business Central. We're currently implementing several customers on Business Central. We're building extensions for them. We're implementing apps for them.
Right.
So, we as all of the other partners are, we're learning as well and working with other, app providers out there. So that's going well. But one of the areas where we've really been doing a lot of work is with Power BI, right? So when you open Business Central Cloud, right, all of this Power BI functionality is automatically enabled.
Right.
So when you're on the customer list, for example, you see over on the right in a fact box a Power BI chart showing you a visualization of your sales for each customer. You can also click on the Intelligent Cloud and you can see a series of charts that are based in Power BI.
Yep.
So that's all there, and those are ways that Power BI is displayed within Business Central. But many of our customers are also, now that they're using Power BI and they're exposed to Power BI, they're saying, hey, you know what? I would like to build my own dashboard or my own reports and charts. And I want to make those available to certain users here. And those users may or may not even ever be logged into Business Central. Right? Because Power BI comes with its own app.
Yep.
Right? So let's say it's the president of the company has asked for a quick little dashboard, and it shows them their current cash position, their billings, what have they invoiced their customers month to date so far,
Right.
and their inventory value. So that's a good example of where you can just leverage Power BI itself to just build a quick dashboard.
Right. So it'll pull information from Business Central into its own
Correct.
portal, wherever you want.
Now, to do that, what you're going to do if you're running Power BI Pro is you have the Power BI desktop. This is the developer tool where you can build your own unlimited number of reports and dashboards in there. And we've been showing our clients how to connect directly to the Business Central data so that it can be used within these reports or KPIs or metrics that they're using.
Because Power BI Desktop has I think it might even be beta version, right, for Business Central to connect, quick connect.
Right.
You just follow the steps.
Yep. Yeah. So we're seeing, although we're seeing where Power BI is now being used more and more as a business intelligence solution, and it's easy to do. Right. Before, maybe it was more difficult, especially to share through an app that's available on someone's phone. So Mr. or Mrs. President of the company, wherever they are, they can on their phone open that app and just look at that quick Power BI dashboard to keep an eye on those key metrics that are important for running their business.
Instead of having to go into Business Central and find each item or whatnot and wasting time.
Exactly. Right.
So Power BI is really known for visuals, I would say, right? Beautiful visuals and
correct. Yeah.
reporting.
Yeah. Visualizations and looking at those key numbers that matter, right? So we always go through this exercise where people say, I want to see this. I want to see my detailed sales analysis report in Power BI. And so part of what we do is work with them to say, are you sure? What are you really looking at in there?
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, I want to compare this month's to last month's sales. So then we'll say, well, why don't we just give you two numbers, current month to date versus prior month to date?
Right.
And so you can compare those two numbers, right? So there's a different mindset that has to go into this, or that can go into it, to make it much simpler, right? To cut through the clutter. Don't make me look through a 10-page report and find the answer that I want. Give me the answer.
Yeah.
And so that's
Display
where we're helping our clients is to rethink how they approach business intelligence to just give them the answer,
Right.
instead of making them go find the answer.
And Power BI can be used for a number of different things as well. It doesn't just have to be Business Central.
Right.
You can pull in information from virtually anywhere.
Exactly. A single dashboard in Power BI can be comprised of reports from any number of different systems.
Correct.
It could be a payroll system, it could be Business Central, it could be CRM, or it could even be an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
Right? So if you have someone internally who's updating a daily cash receipts report in Excel, right? That Excel spreadsheet becomes the data source so that we can now do visualizations and totals.
Yep, and compare from different data sources too, yep. Right. And I think it's good to point out too, for the sharing feature though, you have to have a Power BI Pro account.
Correct. Yeah, we recommend that.
Yeah.
You can take a standard dashboard and share it, although there's really no security on that to speak. So the Power BI Pro adds security. It also adds a lot more performance to it as well.
Yeah, refresh rates and everything. So
yep.
Very nice. Anything else over there, Ken?
That's all I got for this month. I'm hoping next month when we get together, we're going to be able to share some specific features on
try it out.
the new updates that are coming out, and maybe some other new information available.
So stay tuned for our next segment. It involves manufacturing.